Best dog I ever had. When most people think of an alien invasion, they think of the dumb movies Hollywood pumps out every summer. Robots and spacesuits, lasers and spaceships. But what they don't think of is the thing that dropped onto our neighbor Mr. Gomez's farm and smashed his barn to smithereens, along with his horses, his pigs, his goats, and probably about a zillion rats. We didn't see it, Daddy and me, but we felt it. It was 7 o'clock on a Wednesday morning, and I was laid up with a broken leg on the couch, dozing in and out while I watched sitcom reruns on the TV. Hogan's Heroes, Gilligan's Island, Love Boat. The broken leg came courtesy of Ruth Grace Hogg, starting fullback for the Caroline Cavaliers varsity girls field hockey team. I played forward for the Spotsylvania Knights, and for good reason, too. I lived in Spotsy for one, and I was fleet and fast and good with my stick. Unfortunately, I didn't weigh much more than 100 pounds. Ruth Grace Hogg tipped the scales at about $1.90. I had legs like a colt. She had arms like a gorilla. When she saw little old me cutting up her team, she knew what she was about. She ran up to me, cocked them big hairy arms of hers, and whacked my leg like it was a piñata. 2 hours later, I was laid up at home on the couch, 2 pins in my femur and 40 mgs of Vicodin in my head. Ain't you gonna do something about it, Daddy? Daddy was in the kitchen, sipping a cup of coffee. Like what? I don't know. Complain to the school board? Call the president? I'll get on my personal line to him directly. It's rude to tease an invalid. Can't you talk to her parents? Daddy looked like someone had just asked him to solve a calculus problem with a fish. Well, why'd I want to do something like that? Because I'm your daughter and she broke my leg? On purpose? Daddy chuckled and shook his head. Manda, you know I love you, right? I'm starting to question the depths of that love. Well, I do. But let me ask you something. You do know how much Ruth Grace Hogg weighs, right? Well, who don't? The whole county shakes when she gets out of bed in the morning. And you know how much you weigh, right? I waited a long time before I answered. Yeah. I couldn't be more proud of you. You had you a job, and you didn't let nothing back you down. But you did try to run down someone nearly twice your size, and you lost. So let that be a lesson to you. I thought you said you was proud of me. Well, I am. So why are you telling me to back off next time? I didn't say that. I ever tell you Daddy could be infuriating? I sighed, took a deep breath, and said, You mind telling me what you are telling me then? Next time, he said, run faster. So anyway, the invasion. It was late summer, and school hadn't even started yet. The August heat and humidity weighed down on everything like a wet blanket. Our house was built in 1921, as Daddy was fond of telling just about everybody who cared to listen. To him, that was an accomplishment. To me, it meant that everything was broken or breaking down. The pipes froze every winter, the windows were like sieves, and in the summer, we didn't even have air conditioning. Oh, Daddy did his best. He planted a couple of recycled Wiesen window units in the windows, kept them alive with a healthy application of duct tape and Freon, but all they ever did was make a racket while blowing not really cold air a few feet into the house. Daddy just come in from loading Sparkles up into his truck, Sparkles being an old dog of his he'd gotten stuffed. It was a sad day for the old girl. The years had been unkind, and she'd started to smell. Daddy brought her to his regular taxidermist to fix the issue, but she gave him some sorry news. Old Sparkles was rotten. Well, no shit she's rotten, Daddy said. She's been dead 15 years. Apparently pointing out the obvious didn't improve Sparkles' condition. It was finally time to lay her to rest, and Daddy was going to do it Spotsy style. He got himself a hold of a remote-controlled detonator and some explosives, cherry bombs and fertilizer and the like, and stuffed her full to the brim. The plan was simple. He and his friends were going to drive Sparkles out into the country, set her up in a field, get drunk, and blow her up. Daddy showed me the detonator as if seeing it would make me want to go. You sure you don't want to come? No thanks. All right then. He put it in his back pocket and went over to fill his thermos up with coffee. And that's when I felt this horrible pressure build in the air. It pushed down on me, like the atmosphere itself had gone feral and decided to attack. I held my hands up to my ears, but the pressure kept building and building. I opened my mouth to scream, but couldn't hear anything at all. Then it released, and I could hear again. A sonic boom thundered in the distance, and the house shook and rattled and nearly jumped off the foundation. Well, I thought it was an earthquake, or maybe Ruth Grace Hogg having a fit, and I almost fell off the couch. Plates and cups clattered in the cabinets, and Daddy's ham radio fell off the table and cracked on the floor. Then it fell quiet and still. I pulled myself into sitting position. What the hell was that? Daddy was kind of squatting down, hands out, looking like he was waiting for another blast. His overalls were covered in coffee. I don't know. And don't say hell. You say it all the time. The phone rang and I gasped. I could tell he wanted to chew me out, but something big had just happened. And when the phone rang after something big had just happened, you answer it. "Oh, hell," he said, and snatched it off its cradle. Yeah, Gomez, I felt it. He covered the mouthpiece and mouthed, "It's Gomez," to me, like I couldn't hear. Gomer Gomez, our next-door neighbor. Out here, a next-door neighbor could live 10 miles away. I turned my attention back to the TV. We didn't have a remote, not that I minded. We was lucky to even get a signal at all. I struggled off the couch and hopped over to change the channels. I was looking to see if any of the local news stations were making a special broadcast. Channel 4, nothing. Channel 7, nothing. Channel 9, nothing. Daddy kept jawing away in the kitchen. "Calm down, Gomez. I can't understand a word you're..." "Uh-huh." "Your whole barn." "Uh-huh." "You get a look at..." "No, I wouldn't go out there." "Well, it'd be best if you didn't." "I can't. I got Manda here and she's got a..." Gomez screamed something and Daddy pulled the phone away from his ear with a grimace. "Gomez, you there?" "Damn." And he hung up the phone. "Well, what's wrong with Mr. Gomez?" "He says a spaceship landed on his barn." Daddy went over to his gun safe and started dialing in the combination. "Spaceship?" "Uh-huh." "Out here." "Uh-huh." "Damn. Damn it, Manda. He say what it looks like?" "Uh-huh." "You mind telling me?" "Said it looks like a big wasp nest." The gun safe unlocked with a click, and he pulled it open and started grabbing boxes of ammo. Then he took out his favorite Remington 30-06 and slung it over his shoulder and put a couple of 357s in a bag. "You gonna kill it, Daddy?" "I'm gonna try." "Can I come?" "You're gonna stay right here, young lady." "Why?" "'Cause you're all busted up. And if there really is a spaceship out there that looks like a wasp nest, there ain't much you'll be able to do." "Well, I can shoot one of them 357s. "I know." "Aren't you the one who always said it's better to have a man on your 6? "Yeah, I did say that." Daddy was already putting on his jacket and hat. He was halfway out the door. "You really think Mr. Gomez is going to have yours?" That made him stop. Daddy wasn't that much of a thinker, and I don't mean he was dumb because he wasn't. I mean that when a decision needed to be made, he liked to make it fast. And just like that, he said, "If you can get out to the car before I leave, you can come with me."